to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me on my YouTube channel, True Divine 44. You can also get me on my Facebook page, True Divine, and it is the True Divine for both Instagram and Twitter. Any likes, shares, subscribes and comments on any or all of those platforms are greatly appreciated. Much love to everybody who's helping me grow what I'm trying to grow here by doing that thus far. This is part of the free content that I put out as much as possible, a daily energy reading, stroke tarot reading, bringing a narrative to you to help guide you on your day, to make the most of your day, help you navigate through the energies you might feel within, around you, or within others, or within the situations that you face. So this is for the 11th of August 2020. So we've got underlying on the bottom of one deck the moon card. You see here with the hippo in it and the moon itself, the two towers in the background. I'm going to come back to that. And then on the bottom of the other deck, we've got the Hermit card. So this speaks of going within and being brave enough to do so, to face the dark corners of self and to face the strengths of self that maybe you've denied, that are buried deep within because, maybe you've been putting off facing something because you think you're not strong enough and you don't know what might come up of it. But the Hermit card, the energy of that is that you take control of your emotions, you channel your emotions for your empowerment, not the other way around, that you are in fear of your emotions. If there's something you need to cry about, knowing that you can go there, you can cry about it, knowing that you can stop when the time is right for you to stop. Knowing that if you face something deep within, you're not going to fall off the face of the earth. It's actually going to maybe be difficult to start with, but with guidance through self, or guidance through spiritual guidance, or guidance from ancestors, whatever it might be that gives you strength to be able to then face that, gives you that empowerment. Because after that short time of discomfort and maybe a little bit of fear of facing what is buried deep within, all of a sudden when you realize you can face that, it gives you a sense of that if you can face that, you can face anything. So it unlocks yet another power to you. It unlocks yet another strength to your character. So bear in mind that on the bottom of that deck, the first card is this Knight of Pentacles. Now you see this knight is armed with everything he needs for his travels. He's got his arrows. The horse is needing to be controlled. This Knight of Pentacles is strategizing the way to go. Where the horse wants to bolt and go fast down one path, this Knight of Pentacles is being a strategist, and he's knowing that I don't just want to rush down the first path. I want to know what lays ahead within this path. I want to be discerning about this path that I'm going down. To clarify that card, we have the Two of Pentacles. So this speaks of there's something where you're trying, just like this horse and this knight, the horse wanting to go towards one world represented in one pentacle, the material, and the person that's in control of the horse here, or taking control of the horse, wanting to go towards another world represented in the other pentacle. And so there's this balance, this juggling act that's happening with this Two of Pentacles. There's this balance and this to and fro between this man and this horse, this knight and this horse. And so there's something in your life that it may be time to let go of, a path, a route, a world, a pentacle, that may be time to let go of. Is it that you are putting so much of self into that world and getting nothing back, or getting not enough back? Is it that it is being more trouble than it's worth, and maybe it's a little bit of ego that's wanting to cling on to it to make it a success? Maybe it's time to look towards the other pentacle representing another world, another route, and strategize. Okay, so this one's been ticking along without too much effort on its own. Maybe if I put my whole self into there, rather than dividing yourself between the two, you can really make it grow. That would take you back to the Ace of Pentacles, which is abundance, it's sustainability, it's prosperity. So it's you manipulating the energy of the cards themselves by changing the way you're thinking about things, letting ego step aside and strategizing a bit more, thinking very logically, like this knight is here with this horse. He knows that if this horse bolts, they're not going to get as far. This horse will be able to bolt for a time, but then there's going to come a time, like juggling the 2 pentacles, where that horse is going to have to stop. Whereas if he puts all of his effort into plodding along on one path, then you're going to be able to have more longevity in that path. The second card, again, it's come up again, this Lovers card, a major arcana. And so there's decisions that are being put off here, decisions that need to be made. And just like this horse may see, I don't know, a bit of sweet grass that it wants to get to and it wants to get to quick, this guy here is faced with lots of nice shiny objects in these feminine energies around him, doing acrobatics, dancing around him, and he has to make a decision as to which way to go. It's a major decision in the life, and the fact that it's come up twice in a row, yesterday and today, there's some procrastination happening here for a lot of people, where decisions aren't being made, whether it's due to ego or due to fear. You're being held back from making a decision that needs to be made. Now, whether that's in a relationship, whether that's in business, a direction for your life, or letting go of something, indeed, letting go of a belief system, there's a major decision that needs to be made for your progression. And so we've got to clarify that. We've got the Page of Cups. And so represented here, clarifying this, I'm sure this came up yesterday again. I've done reading since, so I'm not convinced, but I'm sure it did. But it's the same energy as yesterday in this dreaminess, in the... Its messages are good messages, yes, coming through, but how good are they? Are they too good to be true? Because this Page of Cups can drift into the dreamy state, into the seeing things in a very dreamy way, and not really strategizing like this Knight of Pentacles would. And so, maybe being easily led into temptation, making a decision that isn't good for the longevity of you and the prosperity of you. And so the third card is the Five of Wands. And so you see these 4 men and this one man at the top of the boat, which is directing them. He is facing in the direction that they're going in. The 4 men that are working super hard to not only row this first boat, but have to pull yet another boat. It speaks of there's something in charge of you. If it is fear or if it is ego, there's something in charge of you, where this guy is supposed to direct the boat here. He's got the what do you call them, paddles, sticks, rowing sticks, I can't think, but to direct the boat. He's not doing so. He doesn't quite know what direction to go in. There's a feeling of fatigue here. There's a feeling of a lot of energy being spent here without getting too far. There's a drag here on your progression. And so clarifying that card, we have this 4 of Wands. So it speaks of going back to the home, focusing back to you and what will help your home, what will help your prosperity within your home, whether you live there alone or in a partnership with parents. What can make things better here? What can make the foundation of the home better here? The pillar in the middle symbolizing the divine feminine. I know it's mistaken for the divine masculine, but that's something that has been flipped around deliberately. It's the pillar of the divine feminine. So bringing that divine feminine intuitive nature, that passion about the home and those within it, including yourself. Is it in fact that you need to let go of that home and build another home somewhere else for your prosperity? It speaks of where there seems to be too many options here on the table, too many fears, too much ego surrounding what with one simple but albeit difficult sometimes, in some cases, simple decision being made, you will all of a sudden be able to direct your boat, to direct it to the right place that it needs to be. So again, just like at the start of the reading where I asked that if this resonates with you, you be this knight and manipulate the cards, manipulate the energies today by directing yourself to one of these pentacles to bring you down into the Ace of Pentacles energy, which is the abundance, the prosperity, knowing your direction, knowing where to sow those seeds, knowing where the prosperity will be found. I'm asking you, if this resonates with you, to do the same at the back end of this reading also, because here we have the Five of Wands here and the Four of Wands here. So where there is no direction and there's fatigue, there's too many options. Look, there's so much open water, there's so many places to go. Bringing it back down by just bringing it back down to the nucleus, the family or the friendship group, whatever nucleus you exist in, manipulating the card's energy to say, okay, so what will actually just make this side of my life better? And maybe that will help you make this major decision with this Lovers card that's kept coming up. There's some inner work to be done here. I mentioned the Hermit at the start of the reading. There's some avoidance of that inner work, that is that fear. And it's from the lack of this inner work that you are struggling to make this decision, with the ego still being there in some places, or with some healing that needs to be done, or fear of the future. The Hermit energy is what is needed here at the very start of underlying all of this, because that will give you the clarity and the strength and the courage to make the decision that you are led to make. So we've got this Moon card. And so I looked up a little bit about the hippopotamus because I knew that was very significant. Now, the hippopotamus is known to be protective. Maybe you are being too protective of self, you know, that you are afraid to do this inner work with this Hermit card. Your inner hippo is in overdrive, not allowing you to open up, to go within, to do that, to create an inner ground that is balanced, to be able to move forward with clarity, to make decisions not out of fear, but able to progress in a way that is lacking of fear or lacking of ego. And so the other things I looked up about the hippopotamus here is that it's the defending animal for creative ideas, and creative ideas that are often found in dreams. Well, the Moon card, another major arcana, symbolizes the dream world, the divine feminine intuitive world. So take notice of those dreams. Draw the pictures that you see, the symbols that you see, the messages that you have in those dreams, because that's your inner ground calling out to you. Your higher self, your true essence, can truly connect to you most times when you're in your dream state. Make sure you are getting sleep. I know pot will call in the kettle because I've struggle with sleep sometimes, but you know, make sure you're getting that proper sleep, not going to bed really late and rising really early, or going to bed really late and rising really late. We need that cycle of the night. Our body actually responds to the different parts of the night for rejuvenation, different types of rejuvenation, different types of cellular rejuvenation. And that's how we truly connect to our intuitive side in the dream state, by not only getting sleep, but getting sleep at the right time, you know, going to bed around 9 p.m, 9:30 p.m, rising around 5 a.m, you know, find out how it works for you best, of course, but if you can do that, you'll find a huge difference in your clarity, in the amount of clarity that you have. It also says here that it is a symbol of fertility and creating good stuff in life. And so going back to that home, being able to go with those creative ideas that you find in the dream state, then this Page of Cups comes into its own, because this is creative. So messages that you're getting, not from others, I don't feel here, but from yourself, when you manage to get those messages in that creative dream state, it has and this is what I thought initially in this, and I brought it up just before there, that they're very territorial and aggressive in nature. So this goes back to the Hermit card, that you're being territorial over something, maybe some label that you've lived up to, your ego doesn't want to let go of that, or maybe that you have slipped into some kind of victimhood because you haven't healed an inner wound previously, or you think you have, but something still lingers on there. And so you're a bit aggressive towards yourself and others because you're avoiding this inner work, which would actually propel you into really channeling today, the energies around today, and this reading for the betterment and progression of you. But it also says they illustrate how to stand up for a cause. So like the Two of Pentacles, there's a balance here to take note if there is any ego or fear that's stopping you going forward, any undone healing that needs to be done. But then also the Moon card can signify ulterior motives, distortion, lies, and being the corrupt nature that can happen in the dark when we're just dimly lit. And so I want to say about the dream state that, you know, don't be going to sleep with movies on and things like that in the background, because, you know, a lot of movies and things like that, the spell work. And a lot of them are on the darker side, the lower frequency side of spell work. And so putting that into your sacred sleep space will not help your clarity at all, but will feed into this aggression to protect yourself from your inner grounds, to protect yourself from what is actually good for you, to transmute and go hard in that pain, whatever that pain may be or that fear may be, to finally heal it properly up layer by layer. And so it says also the hippopotamus, being the spirit animal, reminds you that you are born great and you have the potential to become whoever you want to be. The hippopotamus symbolism demonstrates strength and courage, calmness during crisis, maternal instincts, and the ability to navigate through your emotions with clarity. So that speaks of everything that I've just said, in that, you know, you can channel this energy that the hippopotamus symbolizes, that you can let go of that territorial aggression towards whatever inner healing needs to be done and needs to be transmuted, and then take on the same energy of the hippopotamus to be that courageous animal, and the knowing that whatever measly offers are on the table, no matter how shiny and good and easy they look, you do not need to worry if your intuition and your passion is leading you to make a decision out of clarity, but then you've got all of this outside propaganda, this fear, these lies and corruption, distorting your level of belief in self, of you being born great. Yes, you might have been trodden down. Yes, you might have been labelled. Yes, you might have labelled yourself and held yourself down. But this message today is trying to get through to say that was all a spell. The truth of the matter is that you are born great. You are, as an individual, so special to this collective. You are, as an individual, so special to the mix of the all and the connectedness to the all. You bring your individual self, and you in your individual self, in your exalted place where your inner work is done and you are in flow and in a continuous learning cycle, you are extraordinary and important, and it is so good to have you here. So you channel that, you believe that, you know that, and I want you to know it from the depths of you and rise that belief in you all the way up through you until it starts to reflect on the outside. Whoever you are, let you shine through. Let you shine through all of the labels, all of the limitations, whatever veils that you've put upon yourself, or that others have put upon yourself, or the systems themselves have put upon you. You start to peel that back and let us see the song, your true colours shining through. That means something to somebody or a few people. If that does resonate with you, blast that today. It'll do something to you. It'll rise something up in you. If that resonates with you, that will really truly do something. It'll stir you. And so, what else needs to be said? Remember, when there are too many options on the table, to always bring it back within. So the start of this work of channeling today for the best of you, for the best progression for you, is to not be afraid to go within and layer it up, layer it from within, so much so that it starts to reflect in layers on the outside. Then your decision will become clear, and the decision that you need to make will become clear, however this resonates with you. So that's the reading for the 11th of August 2020. I hope that helped. I hope you can get the most out of today, and this reading can help you do so. If you want a personal reading with me, any spiritual guidance, any energy work, please get in touch with any of the details below. You can hit me up on Facebook, but please go to my business page, True Divine, because if it goes in my personal inbox, I don't mind you adding me as a friend, but if I get business messages, they get mixed up with all the other messages, and then I miss people, and then I can't find people again. So it's much easier if people hit me up at True Divine on Facebook if you want to go down that route. Other than that, be balanced, be whole. Don't be afraid of your within. There is nothing within you that will harm you if you transmute it and face it with the energy of the Hermit. You have the power and the greatness to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Much love, be balanced and be whole. Mwah.